ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता साधका संजीवनी 11th chapter The Universal Form verses 51 to 55. The Lord glorifies his four-armed form and the means by which it can be seen. When the Lord, by assuming the human form, consoled Arjuna, the latter said, verse 51, Arjuna vacha drishtvedam manusham rupam tava somyam janardana idanim asmi samvrittaha saccetaha prakritim gataha. Arjuna said, having seen this gentle human form of yours, I am now composed and am restored to my own nature. Comment. Arjuna means to say that when he diverted his attention towards the Lord's grace, he came to know that he was a pygmy before the wonderful cosmic form of the Lord, and it was only out of grace that he revealed to him his cosmic form, divine form, and finally assumed the human form. He did not deserve it. Lord Krishna, supporting Arjuna's view expressed in the previous verse, explains the rarity of the vision of his four-armed divine form. Verse 52. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sudurdarsham Edam Rupam Drishtvan Asiyan Mama Deva Apyasya Rupasya Nityam Darshna Kankshinaha. The blessed Lord said, it is exceedingly difficult to see this form of mine which you have seen. Even the gods are always eager to behold this form. Comment. The gods can't behold the Lord by having eagerness because they are proud of their high status of divine abode, bodies and pleasures, etc. Their aim is to enjoy heavenly pleasures and so they hanker after them. Their eagerness is just like worldly human beings who want to behold the Lord while hankering after worldly pleasures and prosperity. As a traveler, while traveling, finds a jewel and gets lost in it without reaching the destination, they attach secondary importance to salvation and so they can't behold the Lord as they are too much entangled in pleasures. Prosperity or power is not conducive to the Lord's vision. He can be seen by exclusive devotion both by the gods and demons. The Lord clarifies the same point which has already been described in the preceding verse. Verse 53. Naham vedirna tapsa na danena na chejaya shakya evam vidho drashtum drishtvan asimam yatha. Neither by the study of the Vedas, nor by penance, nor by charity, nor by ritual can I be seen in this form as you have seen me. Comment. A man can buy an article for 100 rupees only if its cost is less than 100 rupees. Similarly, if the Lord can be bought by means of the Vedas or penance or charity or ritual, it means that he is cheaper than these meritorious deeds. But actually it is not so. All these meritorious acts cannot equal the Lord in caste. He is far superior to all the merits and deeds. How can he be bought by a human being, a negligible fragment of the universe created by him? He can be attained only by his grace. The Lord showers his grace on a person when he, renouncing his pride of his possessions and resources, surrenders himself to him. In that case, the Lord reveals himself immediately. Till a man attaches value to material things, ability, power and understanding, etc., and relies upon them, the Lord remains afar in spite of being the nearest. When the Lord cannot be seen by any meritorious deed, how can he be seen then? Lord Krishna suggests the means in the next two verses. Verse 54. Bhaktya tvananya shakya aham evam vedho arjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. By unswerving devotion, I can be seen in this form with 4 arms and known in essence and even entered into, O scorcher of foes. Comment. Exclusive devotion means dependence on God only without having the least dependence on one's own ability or power or intellect or resources, etc. The exclusive devotion is not determined either by the mind or intellect or senses, etc., but by one's own self. Restlessness for the vision of the Lord is specially contributory to the attainment of divine vision. One can't feel at ease without his vision even for a moment. One should become restless for beholding the Lord. That restlessness for the Lord burns the sins of infinite births. For such devotees who have an exclusive devotion for the Lord, he declares, he who always and constantly thinks of me with exclusive devotion, to that yogi, always absorbed in me, I am easily attainable. And to those who worship me alone, thinking of no one else, who are ever devout, I provide gain and security. Exclusive devotion also means no dependence on adoration or meditation or spiritual discipline for God realization. Then, why to worship the Lord and meditate on Him? These are the means to do away one's pride. When this pride is destroyed, the Lord's grace manifests itself, and it is by His grace that a devotee attains Him. The keen desire of a devotee for God realization rouses the desire in the Lord to meet his devotee. No one can create any hurdle in the Lord's desire to meet his devotee. Then he removes all the obstacles of the devotee by his grace and reveals himself to him without any consideration for his eligibility. All his desires are wiped out. Yet the Lord fulfills not only his spiritual desire but also mundane desire, if any. Before beholding the Lord, Dhruva and Vibhishana both had a desire to rule over the kingdoms. Their worldly desires were satisfied by the Lord. It means that the Lord first satisfies the desire of the devotee and then by his own sweet will enables him to attain perfection. In that case, nothing remains to be known, to be done, and to be acquired by him. Verse 55. Mat karma krin mat paramo mad bhaktaha sanga varjitaha nirverha sarva bhuteshu yaha samam eti pandava. O Pandava, Arjuna, he who works for my sake, depends on me, is devoted to me, has no attachment, and is free from malice towards all beings, reaches me. Comment. The 5 points mentioned in this verse can be divided into 2 parts. First, attachment to the Lord. Second, detachment from the world. The first part includes the first 3 points. Works for me, depends on me, and is devoted to me. While the second part includes the last 2 points. No attachment and freedom from malice. The man depends on the perishable and kaleidoscopic matter, Prakriti, and its evolutes, the body and the world, and so he has disinclination for the imperishable and eternal Lord. A man possesses 2 kinds of power, of thinking and of beholding. Both of them are to be utilized for devotion to God. A striver should think only of the Lord and should behold everyone and everything as the manifestation of the Lord only. Thus, with the utterance of Om Tat Sat, the names of the Lord in the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Brahma, the Supreme, the science of Yoga, and the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. This is the 11th discourse designated. Om Tat Sat. All glories to Sri Partha Sarthi, Lord Shri Krishna. All glories to Bhagavad Vani, SrimadBhagvadGeeta. Sri Hari Arpanamastu.